you know, he spoke with Change, and Change invited us down here. So this really kind of has been a group effort, and we hope that it continues that way. There's also Friday, the Woman's Worth Poetry Show. And I thought I saw Shay at Fire. Yes, I saw Fire, who's also working to put that together, but they invited us down and are donating some of their proceeds to the show. So we're really getting a lot of support. We're just asking you to continue to do that, whether it's through money, whether it's through coming through the shows, letting the young people know that you support them and what they're trying to do. Because oftentimes we complain about young people. You know, they get in trouble. So when they're saying they want to do something positive, then we have to step up and support that. We can't complain, and then when the ones that are trying to do something good, we're not there. So if you're interested, I can take down an email address or a phone number, and as we have events, we can call. And Fire has some tickets available for sale for the show on Friday, so if you'd like to buy a ticket, and even if you can't come, you could buy a ticket and sponsor it for somebody else. But proceeds will go to the Woman's Worth Poetry Show and to Brave New Voices. So, is there a phone number if I'm watching at home? If there's a phone number, yes, you can call at 810-394-2211. That's my phone number, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Any way that you want to get involved, volunteering, helping us fundraise, we definitely welcome all of that. So. Ticket price for the Woman's Worth Poetry Show is $10, and Fire has them back there, so only $10.
What's wrong with you?
And March 17th is the Brave New Voices Outspoken event at Brown Sugar, organized by Plan B, and that is $5, featuring Key Ray as our feature poet. So, thank you.
Welcome to the stage. See, y'all ain't even paying attention. Y'all keep about, I heard somebody talking, y'all talking about stuff, passing notes. Now, if I took the note and read it to everybody, you'd be real embarrassed. Now, coming to the stage, put y'all hands together for Ether Real.
I got theme music. But this poem I just finished writing, so we're gonna start out with this. It's kind of short. Just finished. Let's go. B, being beats behind break beats. R, realistic reading of right-brained rhymes. A, alliteration assassination of mics. V, vain value placed on verification of vanity. E, eloquent elegance of irrelevant elegance in next-level poetry. E, elevate your thinking. W, we have one voice. V, violins of vicarious living. O, optimal transmission of oratorical opiates. I, intellectual interest and intimate insight. C, creativity completed through convex caverns of the counterculture. E, extrasensory experience elevating emotions in every man, woman, and child. We are brave new voices. Let's go! That's the piece we were supposed to be doing for the video. But thank you everyone for coming out again, for me and Plan B and all the open mic poets. Give it up for yourselves one more time. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm ecstatic. So with that being said, I'm gonna start this first piece, which is my dedication to poetry. Personally, I don't believe in dedication to this craft because I am unable to sit down and intentionally write poetry because these words don't belong to me. I was given a voice for the mute and eyes for the blind so that in some way I could compensate for the accidental crime they called their birthday. Because it wasn't premeditated that they were born that way, and it hurts to know that we have far too long taken these gifts for granted, but they were handed to me on a silver platter. And now I am nothing but a vessel for the black matter that was earmarked for disaster but saved by a microphone. And these words become my metronome. So it's like tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm playing hide and seek through writer's block. Like PM searching for AM, I chase words around the clock. Like at 5:13 AM when I was hit with the news that I was dying. Or at 10:30 PM when War Song Part 1, poems you're gonna hear later in the show, when War Song Part 1 hit me in the middle of a game of Uno, you know, there I was, just sitting in the lounge. And in the background, I found forethought. It took over 4 hours and 4 thoughts for me to have met a 4 poem and to realize that these lines could take me higher. So I'm inspired. I'm insane. See, they claim the spoken word has no fire, but saying poetry has no fire is like saying math has no decimals. Poets spit incredible. We write to make poetry also edible while the moon's in crescent mode. See, I'm a thief in the night. All right. Minus the blue fur and the X. Minus degrees with my words. I froze and flocked and cute them rappers like a flock of birds. I thought we'd always flock together. Right. However, heaven hit me again something clear, and now this poetry is more airborne than a common cold on a leer. See, my mental plane has been laid plain, like a slain consonant lay maimed in the streets as a victim of my name game. He was conjugated, his heat confiscated as a result of his incarceration. See, the police called him a product of his environment, which is a fact that needed no acknowledgement because he grew up in the hood known for abandonment, which left him cold and alone. No place to call home, so he hones his talents. Selling souls out his pockets for 30 talents. Walking a thin line, but his brain can't balance with his arms outstretched, and I'm not believing that we have fallen this far behind. In a race with Father Time while Mother Earth nurses his seed. An infant was born on this page to read between the lines and to translate poetry for the untrained minds. The untrained eye tried to see and think it into existence, but he had soon encountered resistance. That same untrained eye then tried to untrain I, but the outcome was just the same. Trying to debrief my insane brain within his mind to make his own flow rain, but his spit isn't fluid. It's more like liquid flow, oh so incomprehensible, yet crystalline. See, the doctors were asking for a transverse dissection of this poet's recollection. Twin poems in my oven, 350-degree convection, and yes, I keep a ballpoint Smith & Wesson, but it's just for your protection. Never second guessing that this poetry was a blessing. All right. Amen.
All right. All right now.
Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't do at least one poem about my city, so this is my ode to Flint. Mac, this one's for you. Here we go. I was born in a snowstorm. Now, even though I'm off by about 12 weeks in one day because I was born in the middle of May, I wouldn't have it any other way. I was raised in a place where GM stood for getting money, not growing monotonous in a graveyard metropolis. On top of this, at our growing crime rates. In this state, 4,700 people die every year. They are becoming our fears. And yet, society sheds no tears because all they've got is deaf eyes and blind ears they pretend not to hear. The reports and stories about bedrock. Well, unemployment checks are keeping people in headlocks, and headshots are just as commonplace as the crime race in the summer. Eyes grow younger as we behold these old souls bearing old souls, yet they still carry goals to walk the golden mile from piercing the carpenter road, so hold on to your seatbelts. Because on this road through life, my goal is to get rid of all inhibitions. I've broken with mental traditions, and that's just the start of my inventions. My intentions were to leave you all behind. Now, I know that sounds cold, but I have to find my own road, my own path to pass just as fast as time has passed us by. But the truth is, now time is hard to find. So we go looking in all the wrong places, like my grandfather's obsolete farmer's almanac that has a knack for finding obsolete sundials and broken clocks with missing faces. So let's face it, the hands of time have been removed, and now they are too few and far between to be seen with anybody with less than keen eyesight, and this ain't no 2020 poem. More like 2015, because my third eye remains unseen from these inferior cats who only lay claim to the title of being male superior cats, and that's no metaphor, that's just the reality that we're living in. Whispering melodies and tongues of a forgotten speech, reciting empty words of a poet who was known for his inability to preach, but he got the point across. All right. And his name was Ethan. That's a good one. Where's Ariel? How we looking on time? Because I know we kind of. Ariel, how we looking on time? Because I know we kind of. Are we good? Cappuccino. That's coming. This next piece, I wrote it a few